Alrighty guys, welcome to tutorial number 14, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys probably the most common, or I don't want to say the most common, but it's probably the topology that you guys are most familiar with, because I'm guessing that if you guys, are just learning networking for the first time and you don't have any weird network setup, this is probably the one you have at your house. This is called a star topology. So let me go ahead and draw an example of this. Say that in your house, I don't know, maybe you have a PC, maybe a desktop PC, and we'll say you have, an iMac or just a regular Mac over here. And let's just draw another PC. Evidently PCs look like plain old boxes. And, your mom has a laptop because she didn't want a PC. It's too big and it's too clunky. Shut up, Mom, you're getting the... Oh, sorry, that's a little, personal problem coming out there. And you also have a server. Not, a waiter or anything like that. Just a regular server. And in the middle, this is how it gets the name star topology. So, what is a star topology? Well, basically, it's many different nodes or many different devices connected to a central device. Now, the central device is usually something like a switch or a router. If Time Warner came and set up a router, and then you took an Ethernet and connected all of your devices to it, like everyone's PC, everyone's laptop. We'll say that this laptop is actually, has a Wi-Fi card in it. And also the Macs usually have a Wi-Fi card built in. But basically all of these different nodes are connected to a central device right here. And as you can see, if you kind of squint your eyes and look, this kind of has a star shape because it has one central device. We'll just say it's a router in this example, and it looks like a star because it has a bunch of different nodes shooting out from it. Now, why would you want a star? Why does, Time Warner set up in this system? Well, first of all, it's really easy for them. They only have to manage one device. They don't have to manage your entire network, which provides you with internet access. Of course, this would be shooting out to the internet. Right there, that's evidently the symbol for the internet. And another thing is that the cost is really low. So cost is definitely a plus. And why is the cost really low? Well, it's really easy to manage routers since, everyone is having the internet right now. They're made in bulk, they aren't really expensive. And anytime you want to get, an Ethernet cable or a new computer, that's your cost. It's no cost to Time Warner. And if you decide to set up your own network like this, it's very cheap just to buy one single router instead of a bunch of different, random equipment. Now, another benefit of this is it's very easy to expand. If we'll say you only have one PC at first, and then your girlfriend moves in with you and she has a laptop, and then your brother just got fired from his job and he moves in and he has another PC. On your router you have a lot of different ports, so you have very easy expansion whenever you want to grow this network. If you want to stick another PC on here, bam, look at that, just did it in like 10 seconds. So those are the benefits of a star network or a star topology rather than a bus, or maybe a ring topology can be kind of confusing or expensive. And the last thing that I want to point out, which I should have mentioned earlier, is that another reason that people like this so much is because whenever one node, I don't know, goes down, maybe you have a break in the Ethernet cable right here because your dog ate it, or maybe your PC got a virus, so this is kind of, messing up the system. The rest of the network still works. It doesn't affect the router, it doesn't affect your server or anyone else's PC. And that's why not only is it easy to fix, but it's also easy to identify. And unlike before where this was a crucial part of the network, this can go down. You can even sell it or remove it completely, and the rest of your network right here is going to work just fine. Now, saying that brings me to my next point, which is the downside of this, because I just, kind of talked on the benefits of this, but there actually is a downside to this. And if you look, since everything is connected to this one central device, your entire network is dependent on this, should probably make an arrow, on this router right here. So that means, unlike before with, our ring topology, our double ring, whenever this router goes down, every single computer is no longer able to access the internet. So that's one negative part about this, that every node is dependent on one single central device. And if this gets broke, your router, well, then you're screwed. Your entire network goes down. And another small thing I want to mention is that this usually has more cable than a bus or a ring, but that's just, a subtle downside. The main downside is your entire network is dependent on one device, and if that goes down, your entire network is going to go down. So this is the most common for the reasons I listed, but you have to watch out and pay very close attention to your central device. And other than that, overall, I would probably highly recommend this for a home network because just it's so easy to set up. You can expand it so easy, and it's just simple, especially to teach. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.